Just realized my mic was off. Welcome in. Today I have a special lineup for a stream that's kind of supplemental to the movie rental game that we played yesterday on stream. And I wanted to talk a little bit about like Blockbuster and a lot of the cool things that we've gotten from like old like video rental companies that have existed in the past. And kind of the different games and things that have built up to like the game that we played the other day, because there was a lot of like really primitive games that came out that were just getting made for game jams and just getting made just as like demos and stuff, that kind of evolved to where I was hoping something like that game would come out, and was very happy that it's got a demo now. But the first thing I wanted to do was I wanted to show off. There's this recreation of a 1998 snapshot of what Blockbuster was like at this specific location. And me being younger, I've only been to like I think back in the 2000s, I have only been in like one Blockbuster in my life, and it was a pretty small one. But the layout is pretty much identical to this. This is what a Blockbuster would normally look like. Let me put on some background music because I know that this has absolutely nothing. Here we go. Just background music. So this is what a Blockbuster would have looked like normally. And this would be 1998 or 99, because we have the 98 Godzilla movie here, stated May 20th. Matrix coming soon, which came out in 99. Star Wars Episode 1, Phantom Menace, and the Titanic. In Office Space, not released yet, but Rush Hour was out. Remember having a decent-sized Blockbuster when you were a kid and went there often? That's awesome. So this is interesting. The bigger ones, they had this separation thing where you would walk in, and then there were the in and out. I do remember that one being a part of the smaller one that I had been by, and then there's the drop box for the movies. This one specifically kind of showcases when it was all VHS. She'd have the shelves with all the different genres on it, and then the new releases are on the wall. Everything was in these blue shelves. The interesting thing is they captured perfectly up by the counter. There was always these stands that had the candies on it, which it's interesting. They actually textured these Mike and Ike's, the packages in these milk duds. But we always had these like little island shelf things like out in the middle away from the counter, and then a Coke machine like right up next, like a fridge right up next to it. And the one that I went to had the shelves, instead of being at this angle, were straight aisles because it wasn't very big. The games were actually over here by then, and everything was DVDs. There were some VHSs. The actual desk was square, and everything was kind of linear. And at this time, the same islands that had these candies actually had the deck packs for Yu-Gi-Oh! It was like like they had like the main characters' deck packs that were up there, and they were expensive. You're talking like $35 or $40 or something for just like a deck pack. This is pretty accurate, prompting some nostalgia. Exactly. This is like the best example I've seen of someone making a time capsule of this. Yu-Gi-Oh! But they even put the CRTs that are mounted to the ceiling here. Which one of the things I thought was interesting was they put over here, this is a Nintendo 64 kiosk with Pokemon Snap on it. I didn't actually get to see these kiosks at a Blockbuster. However, these kiosks did show up at McDonald's back then. McDonald's had smaller versions of these where they were like, if you cut this in half and then put the controller like in the middle, that's what they had at McDonald's at the time. Pretty sure I was in the store with a Tamagotchi in my pocket. Oh, hell yeah. And it's interesting, they've went over here, they've textured a few of the movies. You can actually like look at the VHS boxes, and that's the straight up VHS box for the movie. Really good attention to detail just to kind of emulate it a little bit. And then, of course, the Blockbuster cases looked like this. They actually managed to, all the little things, like the cases and the gift cards and stuff, they actually textured. So, like, here's what a Blockbuster VHS tape would look like. And on the back, it has the customer services, friendly, knowledgeable staff, video log printed catalogs with easy-to-use index sections for title, star, and director reference. Message board located in the checkout list, upcoming releases and special promotions. Video player rentals, 24-hour quick drop. Own the hits at Blockbuster. You'll find the largest selection of movies and special interest videos for sale. Previous viewed movies are available at reduced prices. They always had the please rewind after viewing. But like this is what the actual cases looked like, and I do actually remember those. And then they had the tapes. They had the just to remind, please rewind on it. With the spine label. Which there's they modeled the gift cards too. Over here. Or the membership cards, my bad. Which they had some over here. I had never seen these before, so I don't know what time this is from. But they have these Pokemon Snap cards. I don't know if that's just a normal 1999. I don't know if that's a normal Blockbuster card that's just Pokemon themed or what they were. Yeah, yeah, me too. The CRTs are so nice to play stuff like pixel games on. I had a CRT, and the focus adjustment was inside the transformer, and it broke, so the focus didn't work. So I had no choice but to put it up. I couldn't use it, which sucked because I was going to use it to stream horror games with live. But yeah, and they got the period correct computer, monitor, phone systems, this little printer. That's so cool. Yeah, I'm really glad you dropped by, Poppy, because that was one of the exact things I was thinking when I was looking at this earlier. I was like, man, I gotta show this. Gotta show this to you. But yeah, pretty much this, but imagine DVDs and video games amongst it, and this is what a Blockbuster was like. Especially right before it shut down. If I had one's high-res enough, I'd still be willing to use it as a daily driver even today. Exactly. CRTs are awesome. Especially if you get some of the last models that were made that when you turn them on, they just go click. They don't even buzz or hum or give you a high-pitched whine or anything. Those are really, really nice. But yeah, that was Blockbuster Video. That's pretty much it. That's a Blockbuster. And I remember when I was younger, we didn't have a Blockbuster next to us. We actually had to go to a state away to even find a Blockbuster. We had Movie Gallery, Friendly Video, and Hollywood Video. And it was always interesting to see everybody's different cases. I remember there was one of them, I think it was a Hollywood Video, because you had like corporate chains and then independent like franchisees. There was like a Hollywood Video, I think it was a franchisee, that they would put the games in normal cases, but they would take the manuals and pick the manuals apart, cut them to size, and then make photocopies and laminate the pages, and then put them on a ring. It was the most gross looking, like, ineffective way, and they'd shove it in the case. It was like the worst possible way to manage a manual. They were doing that so the manuals wouldn't get stolen, because I guess that was a problem. But it was just an absolutely horrible solution. Somewhere around here, I have a Resident Evil Code Veronica X on the PS2 case that was done that way. And it's absolutely just bizarre. And Movie Gallery did the Movie Gallery paper in the case, and then sometimes they had a manual, other times not, and then they would put their label over the disc, which would inevitably like bubble up and come off anyhow. Got a tiny CRT TV, but the monitors are so much better. They really are. But it's interesting how much cool shit came after Blockbuster went down. Remember having a game with an old GameStop replacement cover? Yeah, I've got some of those too. Remember EB Games? EB Games was the shit. EB Games was so much better than GameStop. Like way back when. Now they're the same thing, and you really only see EB Games up in like Canada, if they're even still existing. But apparently, I remember when the AVGN movie came out, James Rolfe had done a tour of the one remaining Blockbuster in the United States, which was a family-run operation where they had got a building, fixed it up, and then like went through and like bought all of like the memorabilia and stuff and had put it through and fixed it up. That was fucking awesome. The if you haven't seen, if you're watching this and you're interested in Blockbuster, that's definitely a video you should check out, is him touring that. I remember distinctly it was a Western anime style with a bunch of gamers. The guy was holding a controller like a gun. Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah. Yeah, and it had the chick with the smirk with the cell phone and the bag with the games in it. I know exactly which cover you're talking about. But which I believe the the Blockbuster that remains is in Oregon, Bend, Oregon. That's where it was. Which the fun part about that is we got a lot of like SCP type stuff after Blockbuster. So like there's a whole like SCP thing with it. Which I have some different stuff lined up. Let me show off the games, the very first, before we get too off track, because I'll go down an SCP hole here pretty soon. But I have a SCP Blockbuster game I want to show. But first, I'm gonna actually show the games that actually came the closest to what I was looking for before the game that we just played on stream that had like a really good system to it. When I was looking for rental store games, there was only a couple of them that fit the bill, and one guy did a like a web-based game, and then he did kind of like a horror version of it that was an actual Windows game. But let me pull that up real quick. Let me see. Rewind. Oh yeah, that's right. That was a itch game. Rewind Rentals. That was the one. Now this is going to be a bit odd on the screen because the like size of it's odd because it's in a window and it's like a web game. Looked at the replacement cover and remember it looking crudely drawn, but it was definitely it. Yeah. So this is Rewind Rentals. This was one of the first games that actually came close to scratching the itch that I had for when I like worked at a rental place. So you have this computer where you could manage upgrades and stuff on the store. People give you money when they rent stuff. They go out there and get it on the shelf. You have a drop box over here that VHS tapes will come down into, and you take them and you put them in the VCR. The coolest thing about this is it's real primitive, but the cool thing about it is that it had really good sounds, which I couldn't capture correctly. It was like insanely hard to try and capture, but the VHS, you have to take my word for it, the VHS tape sound for the player is incredible. Like all the mechanical noises, it sounds like, literally sounds like the machine that I have here at home. And the music loops over and over, so I'll put some just background music on so it's got something. But real primitive. This machine here, let's see, what was it? Wasn't there an upgrade system? Yes, there is an upgrade system. So the upgrade system in this was you can buy new tapes for a shelf. You can buy new shelf and tapes, so you got like add genres as you go. So it's kind of like a very primitive version of what we played the other day. VCR, you can have up to like 3 VCRs and increase the rewind speed. So as you go, you can upgrade. So like here's a return. Remember a wonderful noises my VCR made before it died. I think I ever saw like 3 minutes of video before it died. Oh no! Looked up oh yeah, the replacement cover. But yeah, so you do those and then you take them and you drop them over there. And I can't remember, I think there's multiple days, and of course obviously you upgrade everything until it's full. So we have 130. And then we'll do like genre. Oh, I already unlocked all the shelves, didn't I? I did. Okay. So we'll do VCRs. So as you can see, it's added another VCR here. And it'll literally stack the VCRs. It was like $20 at a local thrift store. Spent like hours upon hours trying to fix it. Damn. Yeah, one day I want to get Finn a, one of those, what are they called? The region unlocked, they're like an international system, so that you can play like PAL and NTSC tapes on them. I love the somewhat realistic terminal in this one. Yes. You're gonna love the nighttime one, because they do a little effect with it.
I'm making piss.
I need water. I have a cup over here. Oh, shit, I forgot. Ah! I'm stuck with them now. No! I forgot how to drop them. There we go. Okay. You can tell if they're rewound or not, because there's red and green. Thank you. Hydrate. Which I forget if this one had multiple days. I know the nighttime one that came after this does. Eh. There it is. There's the one I was missing. And you click the sign to actually put the tapes out. Yeah, it does. It looks like it does have days. I just forget what the days do and what happens. I don't remember if it was this one or if it was the nighttime one has a story. One of them has a story. And I don't remember which one it was. Five Nights at Video Rental Store. Yeah, that's what the other one that we're gonna look at is gonna be like. No jump scares though. Well, kind of jangly ones, but not like jump scares like FNAF jump scares. See, is there a time clock or is that it? I think it's just it, but I don't remember when or how long the day is. But this is pretty much the gist of this, is you just have VCRs that you rewind stuff with. You have a box you put tapes out with. It was very primitive. Upgrade system, cash register. Yeah, it's not perfect, but it did its job. Here's the credits. But the design of this was very primitive, but it was a step in the right direction. But this person also did... Let me find it real quick. Midnight Rentals. And the audio is not capturing. Come on. There it goes. All right. Turn that down a bit because the receipt printer gets loud. Remember trying to make a FNAF fan game? It was gonna just be like a regular FNAF, but everything is done with terminal and very clunky analog CCTT equipment. Nice. So this is the one that's a little bit more advanced by the same person. It's Midnight Rentals. Midnight Rentals is a game where you run the midnight shift at the video store to rewind all the tapes, help any new customers, maybe knocking, but don't let them in. Oh, come on. There you go. So it's at night. This is your deposit bag. This is your receipt printer. If we shine the light on the computer, you can see a text skull and crossbones.
How was your first day as assistant manager? I told you it was going to be easy. Just like your old job, but you just have a few more things to do now. I figured I should call you so we could go over the nightly duties again, just so you don't forget anything. I know I bombarded you with a bunch of new information yesterday. But basically, you got 3 things you need to do. 1, you got to rewind the tapes that are in the return cart. You can put them in the tray. You don't have to shelve them. Just put them in the tray. You also need to print out the Z-out receipt from the printer. It's a finicky thing, so you're going to have to press and hold on it. And then once it's done, you just take that receipt, and then you take the blue cash bag that should be on the desk and stuff those into the safe that's below. And then once you do that, you can exit out the back door. Pretty simple. Not too much to do. But I need to let you know that people keep coming by the shop at all hours of the night. But we close at 11:30 for a reason. Trust me, when I first opened the store, I try to stay open past midnight, but the people that you...
Oh, damn it. I clicked it. Anyway, you get the gist of it. That's what we're doing. There's going to be some weird shit going on. Don't let anybody in. You know, just safety deposit, put it in the safe, yada yada. Pretty simple stuff. So we're just gonna take some tapes. Ooh. Take tapes, start rewinding them. Pretty peaceful. Just one VHS tape, kind of taking our time. You can play with the cash register. Cash drawer opens. Hook up on the boss's message. Yeah, accident. I clicked the button when I was not supposed to click the button. We have a light switch over here for the backlight. And then we do receipt printer stuff. Which if I stop for a minute, it's because I'm going to adjust the audio, because this receipt printer is insanely loud. Let me know if this is bad. Right, I'm gonna take the receipt, put it in there, take the bag, put it in there. Whoop. Oh, to break it. Shit. Wait, what has happened? Uh-oh. Did I get it all? What happened? Ah, shit, did I break it? Let me run another receipt printer. I think the implication of the flashlight in all these games is the fact of that the flashlight is basically if somebody goes to come banging on the door or something, you want to be able to shine the flashlight down or turn it off so that somebody doesn't know they're there or thinks they need to go away, versus if you had the flashlight up and pointing down, you might as well just turn the light on, you know? Also, this bag is not cooperating. I think I bugged it. I don't know. I'm gonna continue to print receipts, and if it messes up, I'll restart it. Burglarizing the video store. Okay, really? Really, game? Really now? Okay, yeah, I bugged it. Hold on. I found a bug. Okay. Oh, I ended it by clicking it. Oh well. Okay, I can go ahead and put the bag up, and then I can just start rewinding while I print receipts. There we go. Video store elf. Oh. But yeah, the VHS sounds, those were the ones I was talking about. Alright, now here's the next night.
Hey, how's it going? How was the shop today? I know I said I was going to see you tonight, but things have been pretty busy over here at the new second location. Well, we just finished painting the walls, and so the next step is going to be getting all these display shelves put up, and then getting the new desks in, and then, of course, getting the new stock unpacked and out and ready for business. We're going to start running video games over here, so I'm super excited. Did things go pretty easy last night? I mean, I figured it should. It was just a Thursday. With the weekend coming up, though, that's when things get a little more hectic, especially at night. You know, people be partying, they want to return tapes, check out tapes, and, you know, of course, they be drinking, so they might be a little more obnoxious. So brace yourself. but I actually called you to tell you there's been reports about a raccoon that's been rummaging around in the dumpster outside. If you hear it, I want you to flick the light switch that's behind you by the window. The flashing light will usually scare it off. But other than that, you know, everything is the same. Rewind tapes, print out the Z out, and stick the receipt in the cash bag into the safe, and then exit out the back door. Keep up the good work. Later.
So now it's oh, there's a raccoon. Yeah, you know. The tape goblin. Tape goblin gonna come get me. So you get events like this. Goblin these tapes. A robot. I don't think I've heard that one before. If I did, I forgot it. That was a good one. The breathy. Luckily, all the scary monsters wear flip-flop 2 sizes too big. Like I said, it's a very primitive. That's like bus brakes. But I love the just comfy, like, it's late at night, you're just doing closing things, you got the, you know, the earnings receipt, the safety deposit bag in the safe, you're just kind of finishing up stuff at the end of the night type of deal. I love that. Next night.
Hey there, how you holding up? I know work is the last place you want to be on a Saturday night, but hey, that's why you're getting paid the big bucks, am I right? So for the weekends, I usually don't let the employees count out the drawer. There tends to be a lot of cash in there, and so it can kind of be a little too tempting for some people. So you're going to have to just open up the register, take all the bills out, stash it in the blue bag, and then, of course, put that in the safe below, along with the ZO receipt, as usual. And then, of course, rewind any tapes. There tend to be a lot, of course, it'd be in the weekend. By the way, did you see, like, the new news that's been popping up? People are going nuts. Apparently, our government has confirmed UFOs are real. That's crazy. And they say that there's been sightings all over the country. And I think our city has been a confirmed sighting location as well. You remember that employee of ours, Dylan? He was like 17 years old. He worked here for like 1 month, and then he mysteriously disappeared about like 2 weeks ago. Maybe he was abducted.
I can't talk right now.
No, I shouldn't say
I'm
that.
making
just joking.
piss.
I mean, I'm pretty sure he ran away. He was always talking about how his parents were like really crazy and mean. And he was saying like when he turns 18, he's gonna get the hell out of there. I mean, he collected his paycheck and then just disappeared, so I'm pretty sure he just kind of ran away. Anyway, I'll see you tomorrow for sure. Get there a few hours before we close because I want to take you to check out the new store. Once we open up that location, you'll probably be in charge of the old spot until at least I can get the new spot up and running smoothly. But, so yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. Have a good night and take care.
So yeah, you get informed that there's UFOs, and we are a hotspot for UFOs. So aliens confirmed. Hey, Lamals are real. Oh my god, it's spooky. There he is. Probably in a UFO right now. This isn't a Blockbuster on a Saturday night. This is aliens and powerful hallucinogenics. That'd be dope. I like to think it's the aliens really want to rent a VHS tape, but we're closed, and they're like, dude, we're fucking in UFOs right here. Fucking give us a tape. Okay, that's everything. Got the receipt printed. All the money's put up. It's all good. All right.
Hey, sorry for not showing up when I said I would. We've been dealing with some major headaches over here today. Someone freaking broke into the new store and completely vandalized everything. They broke the new shelves, they smashed the desk, destroyed half of our new inventory, and then they stole all of our new computers I just bought. I didn't even get to take them out of the box. Like, this is a freaking nightmare. I can't believe it. I just need you to hold it down over there for now. Rewind the returns, print out the receipt, and collect the cash from the register. Make sure everything is locked up nice and tight when you leave. You know, thanks again for all your help. I really appreciate it. I'll talk to you later.
Somebody came in and destroyed their store. The Matrix. But a human brain is simulation, they'll go to work. We prove to be boring subjects for study. There it is again. And now we're rewinding. But yeah, stuff like this was definitely a walk before other devs can run type of situation. And this was the most, like, competent, in my opinion, and kind of like immersive task experience out of all of the other things that I've played before the big one. And I'll show you the more higher def. Here's the guy. The more higher def Blockbuster that comes after this. And we'll have some SCP reading time before we play it, because it's based on a SCP. Hi! Hi, Finn! You're a little late. I went through a tour of what Blockbuster would have been in 1998. You saw a little bit? Good, good. And if anybody would like to donate to help Finn get out of her toxic living situation, you can type !donate in chat, and that gives us our donation links. Every time I see things like this, I get the urge to make a way too in-depth simulator because all the inaccuracies bother me so much. If you made one, Pobby, I would play it. I would absolutely play it, and knowing you, you would probably make one that I would play hours on. So let's see what the next night is. If there is one, if the phone rings. There is one! Ooh, there's no pouch. Oh! Shit's on fire. Well, better hurry. Get all the cash. Because we being torched.
Sorry, you have reached a number that
oh, that's the other building being burnt down.
If you have reached this recording in error, please check the number and try your call again.
Damn, the new store got burnt to a crisp.
We're sorry, you have reached a number that has been disconnected or is no longer in service. If you feel you have reached this recording in error, please check the number and try your call again.
I thought this was that was this building for a minute. That's the new building being torched to the ground. I thought of the FNAF pizzeria simulator similarities were just a coincidence. Happy to have stream before bed. Yes. Oh, by the way, you caught me in time, because after this, I'm going to be doing a SCP read, and then I'm going to be showing a little game based on an SCP based around Blockbuster. It's not letting me put the bag in there. Did I miss one? Oh, I did. It was in my hand. Okay. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Did I break it again? Did I break it? We got crying now. That's not good. Yeah, I just like... Ah, come on. Let me close the cash register. I've broken it. Again. Oh, shit. No. Damn. Really? I'm gonna run another receipt and see if it'll fix itself. Yeah, whoopsies poopsies. Yeah, oh no, the cash bag is stuck in my hand. Yeah, it actually is, like, for real. Shit. Yeah, the cash... I think what's happened is the cash register... Oh, there goes. I think the cash register collided with the cash bag and it broke it. Yeah, somebody... yeah, the alien UFO ALML covered the fucking bag in glue, and now it is now stuck to my hand. Are they really stomping out there? Yeah, it's glitched bigger than hell because it's straight up. Oh my god, it will not let me. Yeah, it's bugged. It's got to be bugged. Either that or it wants me to finish putting up all the tapes before I do that. We'll do the tapes, and then if it lets me put it down, it doesn't. If it doesn't let me put it down after the tapes, then we'll go to the next one, because I'm pretty sure this was the last day anyway. Hi, Yogi! Welcome in! I guess it's rat again. Oh yeah, we do have 2 rodents in chat now. Radagon of the Golden Order. I think so. Alright, we got a couple tapes left. If it lets us put the cache away, then we're good. If not, we'll move on to our reading. Couple more tapes. Okay, no, I think it's bugged. It's bugged. It's a bugged. Okay, cool. Next. So that was Midnight Rentals. You can find that on itch. So the next thing that we're going to do. Oh no, did I close it? Oh, shit. I closed it. Okay, hold on. I can find it. I can find it. Shit, where is it? Oh, I had it set up too. Where is it? Oh, hopefully this still works. Okay. Yes. It's working. Okay, cool. Excellent. Okay, so going along with what we were talking about earlier, about Bend, Oregon, and you know, there's that store that family had, they fixed up and everything. This is a SCP that they also located in Bend, Oregon. That is one of my favorites. It's to me, it's terrifying just in the fact of that it deals with people's memories. But let me read it for you. So this is SCP-3462. Special containment procedures. The town of Bend, Oregon has been evacuated and occupied by the Foundation. Major... No money. Major highways traveling through the town have been rerouted away from the anomaly. A 3.6 meter tall steel fence has been constructed around the town to prevent civilian entry. The town is to be patrolled by STF Lambda 7, quote, live studio audience, who are to monitor SCP-3462-A expansion. Lambda 17 members are to be housed in containment site 5T1, located a significant distance from the anomaly. The borders of the SCP are to be marked by portable warning signs that state, quote, do not cross, in a simplistic black lettering. Any distortion of these signs is to be immediately reported. If SCP-3462-A is found to have expanded, D-Class personnel are to locate the border by placing labeled signs and observing for degradation. VHS tapes thought to fall within SCP-3462's restrictions are to be stored within containment site 5T1. A tape containing a list of films already provided to SCP-3462 is to be kept on site. One per week, non-violent D-Class personnel is to be given a VHS tape thought to follow SCP-3462's restrictions in a traceable form of motorized transportation to ensure its delivery. The subject is to deliver the tape to SCP-3462 and return if possible. Films considered for SCP-3462 are to be reviewed by multiple personnel familiar with its presumed restrictions and previously rejected films. Agents operating within the MPAA are to gradually decrease the rating of older movies as to increase the number of films accepted. Research into a more permanent method of mitigating the effects of it are currently underway and considered Class A priority. Is a humanoid entity, SCP-3462 is a humanoid entity within a heavily damaged Blockbuster video rental store. It's constructed of the film reel of various destroyed VHS tapes located within the building. The only surviving tape within the store is a copy of The Brave Little Toaster, which is embedded within the entity's chest. Despite its construction, it is shown to have strength of a baseline human, along with being able to withstand severe damage to itself by replacing damaged portions of its body with nearby film reel. It is unknown if SCP-3462 is sentient, though its actions while in containment have suggested some form of sapience. It is unknown if it's able to leave its current location, as it's had no attempt to do so. SCP-3462-A is an effect surrounding it that causes the degradation of all recorded information exposed to it. Physical information with SCP-3462-A will show effects similar to exposure to extreme heat or caustic chemicals. This effect extends to things such as written words, drawn images, photographs, and electronic data. This will also cause damage to any surrounding material not containing information. The only objects found to be unaffected is information contained on VHS tapes in a standard CRT television with a connected VCR located within SCP-3462's building, tentatively designated SCP-3462-B. When an individual enters A, they immediately begin to experience brain atrophy, particularly in the hippocampus. I'm saying that right. Subjects will also begin to experience a swelling of the vocal cords, resulting in a significant difficulty when speaking. This results in symptoms similar to short-term memory loss. After 15 minutes of exposure, large portions of the medial temporal lobe will begin to atrophy, eventually causing the inability to form or recall memories. Once this state is reached, the vocal cords will continue to swell, causing a blockage of the throat, and then you essentially asphyxiate. A had extended approximately 0.2 kilometers from SCP-3462 at the time of discovery. As of its last revision to the documentation, this effect currently extends approximately 4.1 kilometers from SCP-3462. Yeah, dementia blockbuster, that's what I'm saying. At the end of every week, A will extend to a distance between 20 and 30 meters. To prevent this expansion from occurring, it is to be provided a movie during the week that meets the entity's requirements. Its requirements are unknown and have only been interpreted through VHS tapes that the entity deems not to follow them. Due to this, many requirements thought to exist have either conflicted with other requirements, were present in only certain films accepted by it, or were unrelated to the film in question. The only requirements that have been proven to exist are that the film was commercially released to the public in VHS, the film has not been incorporated into SCP-3462 yet. The film does not have an average score of less than 35% on a variety of online movie review websites. It does not have higher than a PG-13 rating by MPAA, and the content of the tape have not been edited or modified after its manufacture. For a full list of theorized requirements, please see document 3462-TR. Once the movie is provided, SCP-3462 will place the movie within SCP-3462-B and watch its contents. If the movie meets its requirements set by 3462, it will forcefully remove the reel from within the tape and add it to its mass upon the movie's conclusion. If the contents do not meet its requirements, it will place the VHS on one of the remaining shelves within the store. Appendium to 3462, due to 1981's nature and anomalous media, an investigation is currently ongoing to determine a link between them. And here we see the photo of a store interior transmitted by a remote drone shortly before complete degradation of the store took place. So it's a slowly expanding Blockbuster store that has a entity made of tape with the brave little toaster in the middle of it. And if anything comes in the vicinity of it, it starts basically overriding your brain. We have this is what I'm going to say is pretty much the peak of environmental design for a movie rental game. Is the game I'm about to show, which is based around this SCP that's in Bend, Oregon. Let me get that up real quick. Oh yeah, it had a funny name. Where is it? Oh Lord, where did I put it? Come on. Oh, I just had it open recently. Where the hell is it? Brainbuster? Brainbuster video. There it is. Found it. There it goes. This was built on Unreal by one person. And hopefully it'll be capturing correctly. If not, I'll have to fix it. Please make sure it is... I think it is, yeah, okay. I believe this is called Mockbuster video. Bend, Oregon. 2010. You are being sent in basically to pretty much prepare this store for its closing. This is the very building that's in the SCP lore. It's pitch black, and these are all the lights. And as you turn them on, the different lights in the store come on. So, full transparency here, I've never done all of the objectives and got all of them complete before. But, and the entity in here can be a pain in the ass, but I did find a way to, I accidentally found a way to soft lock it so that we can do all of the objectives and then see what happens. Because I think it actually tells you about, like, dude's thoughts and everything. To employee. Look, this is it. We've had a good run, but with DVDs and the internet, nobody wants VHS anymore. I've decided to close the store completely, liquidate everything, and probably retire to Mexico. God knows it's cheaper living. Anyway, I need you to sort a few things for the closing. 1. Sort the returns box. People lose covers all the time. I have a stack of spares under the cabinet. Just replace the ones you need to return them to the shelf. Make sure they go into the right category, please. Obviously, we won't be doing new releases anymore, so those shelves need to be empty and thrown into the discount bins at the front of the store. If you could tear down the promo posters too, that would be great. Also, the lights have been playing up lately. Not sure what's going on, but I'm sure you can figure out how to switch them back on. I'll see you Monday for the closing sale. So this is what you're... This is it, Luigi. So this is what you're looking at. And in here, basically, you've got movies that don't have cases right now, that you'll get cases and put them in cases so that they can go out. They all have really funny names like Baki Moose and Doofy Goose, Rick, Friesen, Forward to the Past, Rushing Time, stuff like that. But let me show you the crazy part. So if I was to take this, I'll say try and go put it in family. We're going to start seeing these lights flash here in a minute. Yeah, there they are. That means he's moving. I actually don't know how to rotate these to sit them correctly, so... But if we go back here, we're going to see it. That's the entity. It's made of tape. It's coming towards us. Now, the trick with it is if you're trying to play this game as intended, the way to play it as intended is when it comes up on you, you're to throw it a tape. You need to get it to a tape. When you give it a tape, it'll start tearing the tape apart. And assimilate its tape into itself. That's how you get away from it to be able to do stuff that you need to do. That's the actual way to play this, but obviously with this just being like a game jam game, and it being pretty shallow, it's a pain, and it kind of gets in the way if you're just trying to have a late night put your movies up type of situation. So the trick with having plenty of time is over here, it can't get you here. If you take it and loop it around and have it chase you behind this bargain bin, it'll actually get stuck right here. And then you can do whatever the hell you want to. That's the cheesy way of doing it. And when these lights go out, you have to flip them back on. Oop. Yeah. Partner, I made the children small. Partner, dear. Beloved. Family Moogie. I actually don't know how to rotate these, or I would put them in the correct orientation. So I'm just going to set them on the shelf. Spooderman. Action. He's right there. Okay, I'll go on to sleep. Love you guys. Night night. Hopefully we can spend some time later. I mean, I made game. I keep forgetting I have to turn these lights back on. So I'm pretty much going to go as far as I can without it being a pain. And then if I have to, I'll trap the entity. Or if it's on my ass, I'll just do it now. Yep, there he is. That's how you cheese it. So we're going to get a cart, and we're going to get all these new releases. Where's the cart? Cart's over here. So as far as the functionality of being able to put out and collect movies, this is the game that I found that nailed this. Because the core mechanic is here. This is one of the reasons why I tripped out so hard over the that demo. It's because it was a culmination of all these things, which I have more rental games that are also good to mention. But they all had different styles, and one just merely focused on rewinding tapes and giving people tapes of certain genres. But that was about it. Where the game that we played most recently, last stream, kind of hit the nail on the head with every single one of them. All the different mechanics and everything. It was a perfectly executed game. I'm gonna nail it too. Gotta take notes on this. If you want to make a like movie rental horror game thing, let me know, because I actually have a perfect store layout and have actually I have a design plan in my head, but absolutely no game design experience whatsoever. And I can help with textures. That's about the extent is what I go. Is I used to work at a store, so I had a lot of ideas on like what would make a really good like layout for it. Like I want to capture that feeling of like when it's late as fuck and you gotta turn the last lights off before you do your count, and it's like creepy as fuck and you gotta make your like last walk up to the front, and it takes like forever. It takes months before you get to the point to where it doesn't bother you, like you want to sprint to the front door type of situation.
I can't talk right now.
Hydrate.
I'm making piss.
Already setting up my base Godot stuff. Hell yeah. I can draw you my old store's layout if you want that to reference for later. We had this big ass CRT that I really wanted to get up and going or fix or something, but nobody would let me. We had this big ass CRT that was suspended from the ceiling, and a bunch of flat screens that were suspended from the ceiling, and they never wanted to allow anybody to even touch that CRT. Dreams and dreams. Whoop. Whoop. Oh, that's one way to do it. Just flip them in there. Whoops. Keep clicking the wrong thing here. I really hope I'm not supposed to put, I hope I can mix these and they don't want each movie into a different bin. Because that would suck. There are several bins. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If there's 8 different types of movies, I'm gonna be like, oh my god. I don't think there is. I think it's interesting it turned off the TVs in the back. The B crew. Oh, and even creepier, we had, at the store I used to work at, we had a, like, rack that went, so we had like a surrounding island. We had an island in the middle of the building, and then we had a surrounding counter that went all the way around with glass tops, or like a glass display cabinets that went all the way around that were wooden glass. And above the area where the counter and the island was, we had like, you know how when you see like stage lighting at like concerts and stuff, and there's like these little, they're like the modular racks that the lights hook up on? They had some of those that went in a square over the counter area, like kind of like a stage. But they would hang things from it, so like collectible umbrellas, or like, you know, like FNAF plushies or whatever the hell. And at night, when you turn the lights off, when you turned all of them off except for one set of lights, or you turned all the lights off, the creepiest part of the whole building was the perimeter around the counter, because everything was hanging around the counter and it would cast shadows in such a weird way, and the front of the store was all glass. So as like cars drove by and stuff, it would like cast weird shadows and it would mess with your head. That was good shit. But I think one of the biggest things with occupational horror games is they usually don't give you a free play mode, like after you beat it or whatever, or just like an alternate mode. So like Happy's Humble Burger Farm did it pretty well, where they had you, you know, do the story and everything, but then you also had like an arcade mode type of deal, where you could just actually like run the restaurant normally. But the issue was that probably the best level of it, they still had it fixed up. They didn't make an alternate version of it. They still had it fixed up like it was in the game itself. Where I like the idea of having the, like with this, it's literally just the story thing. They don't give you an alternate version of it where you're just doing this without being bothered, even though I can clearly soft lock the monster and do it this way. So having a flexibility on a game that's kind of like an occupational thing. Occupational? Yeah, you know, the adult industry horror game. Occupational. Tin Lady too. Uh-oh. There it goes. Alright, so I've got like one more wall of new releases here. It might start following me here in a minute. Yeah, because I'm going to be directly behind it here in a second. Actually in Benderland. That's funny. Instead of Alice in Wonderland. Sure, I just dropped one on the floor. I'll have to turn the light on to see it, though. Yep, there's a couple. So one I dropped and one on the shelf I couldn't see. Okay, so we take the posters down, take in return videos, do the sort the returns box. I did those. Replace the ones you need, then return them to the shelf. Oh, maybe I fed it one. Either that or I missed one. That's probably what happened. I probably fed it one that I needed to put up. Nope, there's one in there. I just can't get it. There it is. Action. And this goes over here. The hell? Helicopter? Oh, SCP Foundation. That makes sense. You're greeted by soldiers and men in suits. They escort you to a car with blacked out windows. You fear this will be the last time anyone will ever see you again. There you go. So I wonder, that's the first time I've gotten an ending in this game because I could never beat it and it was like super fucking hard for me. So that's the first time I've done that. Interesting. So that's what that is. Then in extras, they just put the models that they used, which is cool. Alright, so that was Mockbuster. When this stream goes up on YouTube, I'll have all of the links to everybody. But Rewind Rentals was by NateDog769. Then let me find Mockbuster so I can credit them too. That's not it. Is it still, does it still exist? Interesting. Okay, it was called K3562. Here it is. Okay, let me see if I can turn this on real quick. Oh, it's not gonna do it. Okay, so BJ Games on itch.io. You're looking for the game K-3462, which is the Mockbuster video game that we just played. And then what was the other one? Oh yeah, and Midnight Rentals was also done by Nate Dogg. I think that was everything. Yeah, it was. And then there was the Blockbuster exploration in the beginning that we did, which would have been... King of Stall. That one I may have to dig for and put a link up. I can't quite find that one. But I do have the information in the files, so that'll help. So yeah, the Blockbuster rental store 1999, which was the exploration one, was by King of Stall, spelt this way. And Rewind Rentals. And Midnight Rentals was Nate Dogg 769. As can be found here. Let me get the link for this here. This is the Blockbuster one we literally just played. I'm also noticing as I'm searching for these to credit, I'm also finding more little like 2D like Blockbuster games and stuff, which I may check out soon. So that's everything that I had planned. I can show off one more of like the primitive building blocks that I liked. This was a Game Jam game called Rick's Flicks. Let me see if I can get this configured real quick. There we go. Should be able to get this going. Okay. So this is Rick's Flicks. Let me get a filter on here so it doesn't get too loud. There we go. Okay, so this is Rick's Flicks. This was one of the primitive, like, movie rental games that I had found before the SCP-1 came out, and the other ones, before I even found those. So this one's real simple. You have store hours. If a customer goes to get pissed, you can give them a candy. You can take different genre of films, as noted by these pictures, put them into the rewinders or the VHS to rewind them, and then as people come up and ask for different genres, then you give it to them. And you have so many days that you work, type of deal, and you can keep going. And this is what it looked like. It's just real simple. And you just kind of rewind them and then like put them in the counter to kind of keep up with where goes, like what different genres you have and what goes where, basically. So somebody will come up and they'll ask for a genre and you give them one. Real primitive, but it works. Oh, that person wanted this. Oh, you'll get a candy. Oh. You're gonna get one too. And if you give them one that's not rewound, they'll be pissed. Also, Lasagna the cat is funny. Oops, shit. No, don't put it back in. There. And this one has paced out rewinds as well, where you're actually looking at having to gauge how fast your rewind is going to be. The rewinder, of course, is twice as fast as the regular VHS that's on the TV, so you kind of have to plan it, and you go by day. And this one just added another genre. Barely been paying attention. Yeah, you do what you're doing, because you're cooking on fire right now. I know you are. Like when you get that spark of inspiration, go for it. Like that's the time that's good. Oops, shit. Nope, it wasn't rewound. Really? Okay, you're gonna tell me that one's not? It wasn't. Half-Life 2 style object grabbing or just in-hand object grabbing? Huh. That's a good question. I think I like in-hand. I think I like in-hand more. It seems to work better that way. Like, yeah, I'd say I think in-hand seems to work pretty good. That's how Happy Simple Burger Farm did it, and if I'm remembering correctly, that's how the game that we played yesterday did it. Because when you just have it kind of like this, it gets kind of clunky. Where if it's in your hand, it kind of seems to work a bit better. Because we see that in Voices of the Void too. The only exception being slamming discs into the servers in Voice of the Void was pretty fun, but that was pretty much the exception to the rule. Tempted to go Voice of the Void style hybrid? You could do hybrid. Excuse me. You could do hybrid. I think it would possibly make it a little more complicated, though, but I don't know. I don't know as I don't know what I'm talking about anyway. Because the closest I got to making any sort of progress on learning how to make a game was on Unity forever ago. And it was actually before it got bought. Oh my goodness, I'm losing my voice over here. A luncheon club. Boy, Toy Story. Oh, I don't even have half of these yet. Got this one though. Yeah, y'all gonna be waiting, man. I don't even have what they want yet. That's not good. It's in the bottom. It's not even that. One of those. I still don't have one of those. Oh, there's one. It's like they're giving me a little bit more time on that one. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Here. But yeah, that's it. That's the That was the other decently made one. I'm actually going to be digging to look and see if I can find some more. There's a couple rental store themed actual legitimate like slasher horror games. But I kind of left them out tonight because I was wanting to focus around and kind of celebrate the the core mechanics of the games that have kind of evolved now. That I'm excited for with the new game that we've looked at last stream. But I'm trying to remember if there's any more mentions. I know there's King of Tapes, but I couldn't remember if it had copywritten stuff in it to kind of show. So I left that one out. Let me see if I can find the information on that. Oh yeah, and the link for Rick's Flicks is done by Kaideu, Kaideu, which here's a link to that page. And then there's another game called King of Tapes that it's been years and nothing, it hasn't been released. There's like a demo of it. And I waited forever, but the game that we played the other day kind of filled the place of this. There's a link to that. They have their own website and everything. But yeah, I think that what was it called? The video Retro Rewind that we played the other day. I think this game is going to like ultimately be the video store simulator. I saw some other kind of janky kind of copycat things that weren't as good, but I really do think that this one's going to take off. And boy, I hope it does, because I would love to make some custom textures for it. For anybody that didn't get to see last stream or that goes to view this later for reference, if the game will launch. This is what I'm referring to, which is the game that we played the other day. Which greatly improved upon the formula. God, it really is. It really is good. Yeah, and this game did a put it in your hand thing for the mechanic. It's so good though. It sucks the week doesn't loop. It just sticks on that Saturday. I would love to just have it loop, except for like no new movie comes out. And Fridays and Saturdays are more busy. And you don't get to see the tape dealer again. I need to find out what this is made on. It's made on Unreal or Unity. Because it's kind of hard to tell. Like, just by looking at it, it's hard to tell because there's some stuff when it's real basic. In Unreal, it can look like it's done in Unity, and then there's stuff when it's done really well in Unity can look like it's done in Unreal. I'm gonna say since the glass is so impressive, it was probably done in Unreal, if I had to guess. Unless I'm completely wrong and this was done in a different engine. Yeah. Such an awesome expansion upon all the other games. Hold on. Huh? Unreal Engine. Okay. So yeah, going off of how the glass looked and assuming Unreal, that was correct. Okay. So it is Unreal. Cool. Oh, weird. The tape's glitched out again, where they're behind the stand instead of on the stand. That's funny. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do a short one tonight. I think that's gonna be it for tonight's stream. Let me go see if I can find somebody to raid into. Oh yeah. Oh, I don't think Scorpy's got his raids on. I was gonna say they're doing the Christmas at Grandma's thing tonight. Same for Wayne Radio TV. Let me see if I can raid into Wayne, because I know Scorpy's stuff never lets me. Oh hey, yeah, it is working. All right, see y'all later.